Hi, I'm Sasha. I never thought I'd be telling this story, but here I am, still shaking from what happened just 3 days after giving birth to my beautiful Emma. I'm a high school art teacher, or at least I was until my maternity leave started. Her temperature is 102.4, and we need to run more tests before discharge. Dr. Thompson's voice was firm as she checked Emma's vitals again. She's fine. Babies get fevers all the time. Mark was packing our bags, ignoring everyone in the room. As your wife's best friend and a nurse on this floor, I'm begging you to listen. Nina stepped between Mark and the door, her hands trembling but her voice steady. This could be serious. Get out of my way. I know what's best for my daughter. Mark shouldered past her, cradling Emma against his chest. If you leave now, you're putting your daughter at risk. We need to rule out meningitis. Dr. Thompson moved to block the doorway. I tried sitting up in the hospital bed, my C-section stitches screaming in protest. Mark, please, listen to them. You're all overreacting. My sister Jennifer had her kids at home, and they're perfectly fine. The door burst open and Jennifer rushed in. I got your text, Mark. These hospital people just want to run up the bills. Mrs. Walker, your husband is about to leave against medical advice with a newborn showing dangerous symptoms. Dr. Thompson was already reaching for the phone at the nurse's station. Don't you dare call security. Mark's face turned red. Jennifer, get the car started. Nina, please do something! I could barely move, tears streaming down my face. Mark, think about what you're doing. Nina pulled out her phone. I'm calling the police if you walk out that door. You'll do no such thing. Jennifer grabbed Nina's phone and tossed it onto the chair. Code Pink, 3rd floor. Dr. Thompson's voice echoed through the hallway. Security to room 304. You're all crazy. Mark backed toward the door, still holding Emma. Jennifer, let's go. Baby, please. My voice broke. She's burning up. What if something's really wrong? Nothing's wrong except these people trying to control us. Mark looked at me with cold eyes I'd never seen before. Jennifer, grab Sasha's discharge papers. We're leaving as a family right now. Don't sign anything, Sasha. Nina squeezed my hand. Think about Emma. Security footsteps thundered down the hallway, but Mark was already moving fast. Jennifer right behind him. My tiny Emma, wrapped in her pink blanket, disappeared through the door in her father's arms. Code Pink confirmed. The overhead speaker crackled. All exits sealed. The hospital erupted into chaos. Security guards rushed past my room while Nina grabbed the hospital's tablet, pulling up the security feeds. Got them! Heading toward the south parking garage. Nina's fingers flew across the screen. Look at how he's holding her. Emma's not even properly supported. They're in the emergency stairwell. Officer Carter burst into the room, radio crackling. Mrs. Walker, I need to know. Has your husband shown this kind of behavior before? My hands trembled as memories flooded back. He threw my phone away last month when I wanted to video chat with my mom during the ultrasound. Said it was our private moment. He changed all her social media passwords too. Nina looked up from the tablet. Claimed it was to protect her from stress during pregnancy. That time you canceled our coffee date. Nina paused, realization dawning. He didn't really have a doctor's appointment for you, did he? No. He just didn't want me going out. Said caffeine might hurt the baby, even though I ordered decaf. They're heading for the black SUV. Security's voice crackled over Officer Carter's radio. That's my car. Jennifer's voice came from the doorway. She stood there, keys dangling from her fingers, face pale. I can't let him use it. Jennifer? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Last month, he told our parents you were too unstable to have visitors. Jennifer stepped into the room. I believed him, but seeing him now, Officer Carter, here are my keys. The car has GPS tracking. Smart move. Officer Carter grabbed the keys. Dispatch, suspect vehicle is a black Ford Explorer. License plate? Wait! Nina pointed at the tablet. Look at the loading dock camera. We watched as Mark struggled with Emma's car seat. She was crying now, her wails visible even on the silent footage. He's never even practiced with the car seat. My voice cracked. He said it was woman's work. Mrs. Walker, I need more examples of controlling behavior. Officer Carter pulled out a notepad. Everything helps build our case. Last week, he installed cameras in the nursery without telling me. Said it was for safety, but he linked them only to his phone. Dispatch, be advised, suspect has history of surveillance and isolation tactics. Officer Carter spoke into her radio. Mark just called me. Jennifer held up her phone. He's threatening to drive to Mom's lake house. That's 3 hours away. Emma's fever could spike during that drive. Nina was already running calculations on her medical tablet. With her current temperature, all units converge on Riverside Drive. The radio crackled. Vehicle spotted heading north. Jennifer, what else has Mark been hiding from us? I grabbed her hand. Please, I need to know everything. He's been logging into your email. Said you gave him permission because pregnancy brain made you forgetful. I should have known something was wrong when he started answering messages pretending to be you. The room spun as Officer Carter radioed for backup. My baby was out there with a man I suddenly realized I never really knew at all. 12 hours had passed since Mark took Emma. I was staying at Nina's place when my phone rang. Sasha, I messed up bad. Jennifer's voice was thick with tears. I helped him get to Mom's house because I really thought you were just being dramatic about the fever. But Emma, she's getting worse. Where exactly are you? I sat up straighter. Mom's house. Mark keeps saying it's nothing, but Emma's crying changed. It's like she's too weak to cry properly now. Is Barbara there? My heart was pounding. Mom's trying to reason with him, but he's different. Scary different. I've never seen him like this. Investigator Brooks from Child Services joined the conversation. Jennifer, I need you to tell Sasha what you just told me about the past few months. I was so stupid, Sasha. Jennifer broke down. When he told me you were unstable, I believed him. When he said hospitals were money hungry, I backed him up. But now, watching him refuse to let Mom even touch Emma's forehead. He's blocked all the doors. Barbara's voice came through. Keep saying we're all against him. Emma's skin is practically on fire. Jennifer, what else? Investigator Brooks pressed. Like you were telling me about the prenatal care? Every time a doctor suggested any extra tests, he'd make Sasha switch hospitals. Called them scammers. I supported him then. Said medical bills were ridiculous anyway. God, I was so wrong. Keep talking, Brooks encouraged. Everything helps build the case. Last week he started ranting about some remote farm commune. Called it his backup plan if everyone kept interfering with his family. I thought he was joking, but now? Suddenly, Barbara screamed. Emma's having a seizure, that's it. I'm calling 911. Mom, he's blocking the phone. Jennifer's voice shook. But I have my cell hidden in the bathroom. I'll get to it. Don't you dare! Mark's voice boomed in the background. Our daughter just needs rest. She's not just your daughter, Jennifer shouted back. I was wrong to help you, Mark. Dead wrong. And I'm not watching my niece die because of your paranoia. The sound of running footsteps, a slamming door, then Jennifer's breathless voice. Yes, operator. My brother's holding his newborn daughter. She's seizing. He won't let us get help. Mark Anthony Walker. Officer Carter's voice cut through. This is the police. We're entering the premises. Chaos erupted. Breaking glass, shouts, Emma's weak whimpers. Sasha, they've got her. Jennifer was crying. Paramedics are here. We're heading to Metro Hospital. And I'm so sorry. For everything. For not seeing what was happening sooner. For taking his side at the hospital. Her temperature's 104.2, a paramedic called out. Sasha, get to Metro now, Investigator Brooks instructed. And Jennifer, your statement about his escalating behavior over the past months will be crucial for the case. Nina was already grabbing her car keys as I headed for the door, praying we weren't too late. The emergency custody hearing came just 3 days after Emma's hospitalization. I sat between Nina and Jennifer, watching Mark enter in handcuffs. Your Honor, we have substantial evidence of orchestrated medical neglect. The district attorney stood, tablet in hand. The defendant's own security cameras document his actions. Those cameras were for my family's protection. Mark tried to stand, but the bailiff stopped him. Protection? Dr. Thompson stepped forward. The infant's temperature reached critical levels. Another hour without intervention could have resulted in permanent brain damage. The court calls Barbara Walker. The judge adjusted his glasses. My son. Barbara twisted her rings nervously. He started changing during Sasha's pregnancy. Kept talking about natural immunity and how hospitals were poisoning people. When Emma was born, he wouldn't even let them give her the standard vitamin K shot. Please continue, Mrs. Walker. He had all these rules. No visitors, no phone calls. Said he was protecting them. Then that night, seeing my granddaughter turning blue while he just kept saying she was fine. Barbara broke down crying. Investigator Brooks, your assessment? The judge turned to the Child Services representative. Classic patterns of coercive control, Your Honor. The defendant systematically isolated Mrs. Walker, monitored her communications, and prevented proper medical care. We found a detailed journal in his possession documenting every rebellious act, including her attempting to call her own mother. Those were private family notes, Mark shouted. Like the hidden cameras you installed without my knowledge? I found my voice stronger than I expected. Or the tracking app on my phone? Officer Carter, you were first on scene? The judge continued. Yes, Your Honor. When we entered the premises, the defendant was physically blocking access to the infant who was in clear medical distress. He had barricaded himself and denied access even to the child's grandmother. Nina squeezed my hand as Dr. Thompson detailed Emma's condition upon readmission. Severe dehydration, temperature of 104.2, early signs of meningitis. If Mrs. Walker's mother-in-law hadn't managed to call emergency services, I did what any father would do, Mark interrupted. No. Jennifer stood up. A father wouldn't risk his child's life to prove a point. A father wouldn't journal about his disobedient wife wanting to call her mom. You're not protecting family, Mark. You're controlling them. The judge raised his hand for silence. Based on the overwhelming evidence, this court grants immediate full custody to Sasha Walker, with a permanent restraining order against Mark Walker. Additionally, criminal charges of child endangerment and domestic abuse will be handled in criminal court. You can't do this. Mark struggled against the bailiff. Jennifer, tell them. Mom, please. No more, son. Barbara stood beside me. You need help, and we're going to make sure Sasha and Emma are safe while you get it. As we left the courthouse, Nina, Jennifer, and Barbara surrounded me like a protective shield. Emma was waiting at the hospital, getting stronger every day, and for the first time since her birth, I could breathe freely. We had a long road ahead, but I wasn't walking it alone. What would you have done if you were Jennifer? At what point should family loyalty end and moral responsibility begin? In this story, Jennifer initially enabled her brother's controlling behavior, believing his lies about Sasha's instability. It wasn't until she saw Emma's life in danger that she finally took action. Some might say she waited too long, while others might understand the complicated dynamics of family loyalty. Share your thoughts in the comments. Would you turn against your own sibling if you discovered they were abusive? What were the early red flags that Jennifer should have noticed? If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling narratives that explore complex family dynamics and moral dilemmas. Your engagement helps us create more content that sparks important conversations about real-life situations that often go unaddressed. Remember, recognizing toxic behavior early can save lives. What warning signs would you look out for?